Okay, good. Once again, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So you're welcome to our master class, which is the first class in this 2 days master class. So this 2-day master class will cover some basic of data visualizations and data analysis. So today be the first day. We are going to do some kind of introduction, and the second day will be next week Saturday, the same time, 4:30 p.m. So we're going to look at Power BI today, and on the next class we're going to look at Tableau. So as part of the introduction, so I'm going to share some slides to introduce the class officially and take us through why we are taking this class today. As part of our plan for 2024, the first class on our data analysis is going to take place by January 13th. That will be the second week in January 2024. So there we're going to talk about, we're going to learn data analysis in full. Okay, so you're welcome to Baltimore to Concept Consult. For some time, I think some people have known us for some time, while there are some who are just joining us for the first time. So we are based in Lagos, and we offer varieties of services from accounting services, tax services, consultancies, training, and the rest. So um, our training covers some, because we are going to um, we'll talk about those areas that are covered by our training as we go along with this. Okay. So nowadays we know that the issue of upskilling and reskilling is becoming something that is becoming very important. Yesterday, I think I saw a news. Yeah, that was December 14th. During the, uh, I think, convocation for Kwara Poly or whatsoever, or Kwara State student, Kwara University student or whatsoever, the JAMB registrar, Professor Oloyede, told students to acquire more skills. That is, degree alone will not be enough to be relevant in today's job landscape. So what does it tell us? What is this telling us? That even as a student coming out, before you can be relevant in today's industry, you have to acquire relevant skills. Now, this is not even limited to people who are just students. Even the professionals who want to remain relevant in their various fields has to acquire relevant skills also. Because the degree or the subject courses or subject-oriented training alone is no longer sufficient to survive in this economy. Okay, then let's talk about why are we talking about changes in skills, upskilling, reskilling, and the rest. Why are we talking about it? Because if you look around, we know things are changing. Every one of us, okay, we are holding training now. I think like maybe 7, 8 years ago, most of us have not used, we have not tried anything online training, real life online. Perhaps we may be taking some recorded courses, but to have a real time online training like this, I think they are not, most of us have not done that 7, 6, 8 years ago. Today is becoming the forefront. So what is making this into change? What is changing it? Can you tell us? I think somebody should tell us what is changing the job landscape now? I want somebody to tell us. Let's make it interactive, please.
Okay, can we say technology?
Tech, good.
Then,
What else?
additionally, we talk of pandemic.
Pandemic, yeah.
Actually
Pandemic
brought
also,
things into
yeah.
a
Brought
new.
some things, yeah.
Hmm.
Good, yeah. What else again? Okay, so I think we've summarized everything. So, but when you talk about what is actually changing the job landscape, we have the pandemic. The pandemic has speed up what we think would take like maybe 10, 15 years to come into like 2 or 3 years. So it has come very fast. But what has it brought to us? It has expanded the scope of technology. And in 2021, we have the introduction of artificial intelligence like ChatGPT coming into the forefront also. So today is changing the narratives everywhere. Everywhere, AI, ChatGPT is changing narratives and is expounding the scope of even the technology and the needs to upskill and reskill. Now, nowadays we see tech everywhere. There is no longer any sector without its technology again. Now we have fintech, health tech, food tech, everything is now technology. Everything now is about technology. So this is telling us that we have to be up and doing. To remain relevant wherever we are, we must adopt technology uh, and add it to whatever skill we have. And good thing about technology is more or less like what is needed in every industry. So it's not limited to a particular industry. It's something that we need in every industry. This is what the Economic Forum. This is from uh, one of their reports. When we look at the skills that will be needed in the nearest future, we will see that these skills, even though we are not yet in 2025, we cannot doubt the fact that all these are coming to forefront. They are becoming more and more important in our businesses and our daily needs. Analytical thinking, active learning, and learning strategies. Because to now we must learn actively. Whether you are learning free through free platform or paid platform or cheap platform, at least if want to remain relevant in this uh, current situation, at least I think you should be able to finish like a course in 1 or 2 months. A new course, perhaps maybe like Udemy course that costs very cheap, or some other structured course like ours also. Even if you have to go through even the YouTube, I think it's not bad. We must continue to learn. So complex problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, leadership, technology use, monetary control, all this and that. So all these skills are very, very important, and they are coming to the forefront where we need to fit into them from wherever area we have. Now, when we talk about tech, we have a lot of areas that we can actually go into. We have UI, UX, web development, we have robotic, we have a lot of areas in tech that we can always um, take advantage of. But why are we talking about data analysis? Why are we looking at it? From our own training, we are looking at it from data analysis. Why data analysis? Why? The basic reasons, the basic three reasons why we are talking about it is: one, the demand for this data analysis job is becoming more and more, is increasing day by day. We have unprecedented demand across the world. The need for data analysis is becoming more and more pronounced. The data that we uh, will have gathered in like 10 years can be gathered in the space of 1 week now. Okay, let's look at Facebook, Google, and even our little pages. You see somebody posting something on Twitter, on Instagram, within 24 hours, you see like 1 million reactions. So, which means that the rate at which we now gather data, even research now, you want to do a research, guns were the days when you have to write, you fill some paper, you now share it with people to fill. No, nobody does that. Nobody does that again. You have to make use of some technology like Google tool, Google Form, Microsoft Forms, Jot Forms, and so many forms, so forms and the rest. Which means which what will take you like a month, you achieve it in 48 hours. Within 2 days, you already collate hundreds of reports, share across platform, share across, and as you are sharing them, you are collating them automatically. Not that you don't have to sit down and start collating again. No. So the more and more we get data, now there is more need to explain those data, to tell people what these data are saying. So every businesses want to analyze their data, their sales data, their business data, competitors data, economic data, even the country data, even the global data, to see where they fit in. So this data analysis is not restricted to a particular sector. This is another reason why we need to learn it. It's not limited to maybe accounting services alone. No, it's not limited to banking alone. No, in as much you are doing business, you need to you have a need to analyze your data. And like we all know, tech still continue to be reigning, and the more data we gather, the more need we are going to still need the service of data analysis. So if you learn it, you are not wasting your time. Wherever sector you find yourself, you will always excel. So what are the careers that are specific to data analysis training? One, some benefits, some careers that we can explore include data analysis or data analyst or business intelligence analyst. Those two, the data analyst, business intelligence analyst, they work hand in hand. In some small companies, a single person perform the two roles, because the two roles are more or less the same thing. While this border around data analysis, this border around the data analysis and some interpretation of this. So we have data scientists who also use the same tools, but more advanced tools than the two of them. The database administrator, with your knowledge of SQL, you can always build on that and function well as an administrator. Then we have data engineering, where this data engineer, they build platform, they build structure that can be used by data analysts, data scientists, and administrator. Remember, like we said earlier, according to World Economic Forum, it said 50% of all employees, 50% of all employees will need reskilling by 2025. So we don't have to waste time. You don't have to delay. You don't have to postpone. I will do later. I will do later. I will do later. Please, can you mute yourself, please? Can you mute yourself, please? Please mute yourself as you are coming in, please. So we don't have to delay learning. From wherever you can, any opportunity you have to learn, please take the opportunity and do that now. So that this is becoming a reality, and the fact that not even that you just need it for the sake of your job is something that can even fetch you additional money. The money you never expect will come to you through the knowledge, through reskilling and upskilling. You can from here work with the company in the US, in Canada, or wherever we are. Wherever you are, I was discussing with one of my students some times ago. I think about 2 or 3 days ago. She was telling me about one of our younger brothers who just came to UK. She's also in UK. So the student brother just came to UK, but instead of joining all these what do you call it? These caregivers, this thing, he got a job from America. He got a job. He's in UK, but instead of doing all these whatever, he got a good job from America as data analyst. You get it? So with your skill nowadays, you can get a job from anywhere around the world. So it's a great opportunity that you have to upskill yourself, and for the benefit of that. Now, and when you talk about analysis also, if you look around, you can go on the internet and check what is the average salary of a data analyst across the world. Check from UK, check from US, check from Canada, and from other countries around the world. Even though both of us that were in Nigeria, yeah, you might be looking at it that would this amount be possible in Nigeria? Good. You might not earn as much as this from Nigeria, but I can tell you, you are going to earn above average a uh, of a graduate or somebody who is just leveraging on the school oriented skills alone. You get that? So you are going to get paid far above what they earn. You are going to get above whatever they earn. And fortunately, this skill does not always require your certificate, your being a graduate, you have a master degree, does not come into this. It's about what can you do? What can you do? What tools do you understand? What can you use? You get it? So how can you deliver? That's what matters now. So to function well as a data analyst, you need some skills. You must understand some basic tools. Number one of which is Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets. This is Google Sheet, not spreadsheet. Google Sheet and Excel, I think they function almost like the same thing. Although there are some limitations, they have some limitations, but this is the basic tool you first need. As an analyst, you must understand Excel. You can build on Excel, and you build on it and add other skills. But as a basic, you must try to understand Microsoft Excel or spreadsheets, Google Sheet rather. Then we talk about some popular tools also. When we talk about popular tools, we talk about Tableau, which is used across the globe. It has so many fascinating charts and visuals. And the story also, the story in Tableau also gives story an advantage over some others. We have Power BI, we have which is from Microsoft also. We have Plotly. This is used in R programming, in Python, and the rest. Seaborn. Those are libraries. Plotly, Seaborn, NumPy, they are libraries that they use in some analysis. We have Google Lookas, we have Lookas, we have ClickView, Data Studio, and some others. CSense, there are some others that can be used. So whichever you understand very well here, the more you know, the more tools you know, the more your chances of getting job quickly. While Microsoft Excel is the basics, you need to build up on that and increase your opportunity also. Now, our own training overview. So the training we'll be having is going to be a practical training. Those who have attended our training can bear testimony that our classes are 100% practical, because you want to learn something you want to use, not theoretical explanation. How can you interpret this? How can you explain this? Let this data talk. What is this data saying? We are facing problem. What is wrong with our result? For now, we've been having this issue about our businesses. What can you say about it? What is causing the problem? Okay, a company that has, maybe they have like maybe 1,000 customers. Now they discover that there is no return. The customers are not coming to buy again. Where are they not? Where are there no returning customers? What is wrong with our customer? What is wrong with our system? They need somebody to tell them. And this is not, gone were the days when you just sit down and be thinking. You'll be thinking about let's
We can't hear you.
Signal.
okay. Sorry. Please, can you see my screen? I think my internet just have you. Can you see my screen, please? Kindly confirm that.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
good. Thank you very
Yes.
much. Okay, so gone were the days when you just sit down and be racking your brain. No, it's about what, give us fact. Now, what is wrong with it, so that we can have some kind of informed decision. So that's the reason why learning data analysis will always give you accelerate your career. So in this our training, we're going to cover Microsoft Excel, Power BI, Tableau, SQL, and Python. So that's going to be like 10 weeks training, 10 weeks, 10 weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. So we are going to be together for 10 weeks from the second week in January up to like the end of March. So where we're going to walk you through how to make things work, how to make things work. So how to use all these tools to accelerate your career. So why choosing our training? Nowadays, there are a lot of training out there, most especially the big trainings. Yeah, they are very good whatsoever, good. But what you see is that out of like maybe like you can see 160 students in a class, 160, 200 in a single class. And at the end of the day, you just see like only 3 or 4 or 5, maybe like 15 or 20, less than 20%. will get what they are doing in class. And nobody cares about how they get it. Nobody cares. You get it now. Whatever they learn in class, go and build on that. But in our own class, in our own training, we give attention to area of challenges for our students. So if you have any challenge, you can always reach out to us, and we'll be ready to support you. So the cost of our training for data analysis, the next cohort is 10 weeks, and the cost is 60,000 naira, and 10 weeks period. However, to encourage more people to sign up, we will be giving the training as 50,000 naira if you can make your payment before the year end, which means that you will have had like 17% discount. That's almost like 20% discount if you can make a payment before December 31st. But any payment after December 31st is 60,000 naira. And if we give this guarantee 100%, if after the third class, 10 weeks, we are talking about 20 classes, 2 classes per week, 10 weeks. After the third class, if you think that this is not what you want to pay for, you get your money back 100%. No charges, no COT, no VAT, nothing. You get your money back after the third class, and you see that this does not satisfy your need. So we give you that assurance, the money is secured. So there's no cause for alarm or nothing to fear. So what other services we render? As the practice concept, these are services we render. And for our training also, if you also maybe perhaps you are not perhaps interested in data analysis now, or you can't afford to do that now, there are other areas of learning that you can also feature into, especially our data entry training. Our data entry training covers everything you need to function well as a business person, and even not as a business person alone, as an employee of an organization. It will give you advantage over everybody in your company or in your establishment. You will learn from how to use Google Cloud, Google Forms, all these electronic forms, how to use online softwares for invoicing, inventory management, your CRM software, tax management software, presentation skills. A lot of things are covered under data entry. So if you're also interested in data entry training, we are going to start data entry perhaps in February too. The accounting software for accountants. Then by next year, 2024, we are going to have special classes for Microsoft, Power BI, Tableau, Python, SQL, which means that if you want to further your career after this of our training to advance your career in any of these tools. So if you look at this calendar, so we're going to start the next year with our data analysis in January and exam in January. So for whoever want to enroll for any other training, we have data entry in February, Power BI, SQL, all of that training start in February. So this will give you opportunity to plan ahead. That is, if you want to join up the program, you can start the preparation now, and you can start the payment. Then you can see if you miss the first batch, you still have the second batch. So this will help you to plan ahead for the year. So to this, I think we get to the end of the slide. But before we round up here, I want to show you what this this data analysis class is going to cover. Now, let's look at it from here. So the 10 weeks that we're talking about is going to be structured like this. So we have Saturdays and Sunday. Saturday is going to cover, we're going to use 4 hours on Saturday, and Sundays 2 hours. 4 hours on Saturdays, Sundays 2 hours. So the first 4 classes is going to be for Microsoft Excel, followed by Power BI 3 classes. And now we are going to introduce group revision. Now we have introduced group revision and project where we're going to revise everything we've learned so far, and we practicalize it again. Apart from the one we've done in class, we also do a kind of general revision and a kind of project that will also support what we've learned. Then we have the SQL Server to be 3 classes and Python to be 4 classes. You know, this cover a lot of things. So for us to give you 4 days Python, you know what it means. 4 days Python, wow. And the amount is just 60,000 naira only. If you go out and you can go out and survey what other people are doing and what their prices are and what are the area that they are covering, even the number of hours they use and whatsoever. I know you are going to be amazed at our good price. So Excel, I'm going to cover the basic function Excel, other functions, name range, cell references, text to column, data validations, data structuring, removing duplicates, number formatting, conditional formatting, logical functions, sorting and custom formatting, custom sorting, filtering and advanced filtering, statistical functions, data cleaning, using Power Query and text functions, VLOOKUPs, XLOOKUP, index and match, and data modeling using the lookups and the Power Pivot, pivot table, pivot chart, dashboard, slicers, filters, and the rest. The second course is going to cover in the Power BI, we're going to cover the Power Query, data cleaning, introduction to Power BI, connecting data, introduction to Power Query, add columns, adding columns in the Power BI, date, time, transformations, appending queries, merge query, modeling, relationship, DAX, DAX and visualizations, where we have basic functions, calculated measures, functions, DAX text functions, logical functions, how to create different type of chart, page settings, data formatting, dashboard formatting, chart formatting, filtering and slicers. Then some key influencers and the composition tree. We also have Microsoft SQL Server to cover some SQL rule data analysis, key SQL concepts, basic select, statement filtering and sorting, aggregating data, joint, combined tables, some queries, aggregation, having a clause for filtering, window formatting, window functions, and data transformation using case statement, data conversion, string manipulations. And for Python, we're going to introduce Python, overview of Python and its relevance, installing Pythons, setting up an integrated development integrated development. We have all this. NumPy, we're going to learn how to use NumPy libraries that you will learn. Then we talk about Plotly, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. So we're going to learn all this. And finally, we'll learn how to use Tableau. Introduction to Tableau, connecting data set, understanding relationship, types and join, and the rest. So these are the areas I'm going to cover in this space of 10 weeks. So I will encourage you, if you can take the pain to learn now, is a better way to is the best way to prepare for the 2024 coming. You know, the best way to prepare for 2024 is to invest in your learning, invest in your skill. So you don't need to rely on what you know before alone. You have to now try and develop skill that can sustain you in the nearest future. So now we are going to move into the
Please, I have a question. Hello.
perhaps class today. Just after which we are going to start the practical section. Okay, hello.
Please, I have an advice to make. You know, some
Okay.
of us, we are just getting acquainted with your organization. In fact, I actually saw it yesterday, and I decided to attend and see how it was. So
Good.
I can successfully tell you that you people are doing a lot, and it will be a lot of benefits to those people that will be interested in doing this. And I have to tell you that I'll be very interested, but I will advise you that you should extend the 50,000 till next year, because to even get the 50,000 now, you know how Nigeria is. As you see me, I would like to put in for the course, but I can do it in January. You understand? And that is a worker like me. Some people might be interested that they don't have the capability to. I work in non-governmental organization, and I actually know the importance of all what you are seeing. So I will advise you extend the 50,000 to next year. A lot of people, we can even bring more people in to join the class too.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
We've had that, and we'll see what we can do about that. Get it? So we'll see what we can do about that. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, most people will use all the money to do December now.
Well, people like
Use all the money.
people
People
like
use
me,
the money to do December, and January
I
there's
know
no
I
money
have
to
to do
pay.
it.
There's no money to pay for training in January until the January
I
end.
know I have to do it, so I will know how to manage myself.
Yeah. And perhaps maybe let's look at it. Okay. Right. I think somebody wants to
Hello.
make, hello.
Yes. In addition to what my brother just said now, can we do it also, if you will allow us to do instrumental?
Yeah.
50,000 instrumental, maybe pay some, those that have by this month, then by January we pay the balance. Do instrumental payments.
Yeah.
Instead of at once.
Yeah, thank you very for that. Sorry, it's actually from the what I have on the slide. We have the facility for ease of payment, so that is that makes it easy for people to join. You get it now. So for somebody who want to pay, who want to enjoy the 50,000, perhaps you will have to commit something this year, at least like nothing less than let's say like 30%. At least if you can make like 30% of the 50,000, then we'll know you are set. Or 30% of 60,000, like just like 20,000. If you can make 20,000 commitment, we know you are set for training. Then
We will
we'll
do
be
it
looking
by
at
the grace of
by
God.
the third weekend, we'll have been you will be in February. You get it now. So if we start the training by the middle of January, your payment, the balance payment will be expected at the beginning of February, which means that people will have collected salary for January, and they will be able to make additional payment to that.
Yeah.
And for somebody who still wants any whatsoever, we can always discuss behind the door. Okay.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you very much.
I hope
Thank
we
you
can
very much.
also get your number.
I think Ajia has you said what?
Can we have your number too?
Okay, my number is there. That is I'm going to use my number here. Use this. You can save this now, which is 080 9165 3854. I'm going to share this video with you also, so that you can always watch the video, and if you need to get anything whatever, you are going to have access to this recording for today. Okay, thank you very much. So let's move back to today's class, so that we can learn.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Please, I have a question.
Okay. You have what?
Sorry, I have a question, please.
A question. Okay, please go ahead. Go ahead. I think our internet is not that strong. Okay, when she comes back online, she will ask a question. Okay, so I hope we've downloaded this. If you have downloaded this workbook, so you can follow along with me as I'm explaining how to use the Power BI to solve this problem. You can see we call this they call this superstore data set. It's a sample superstore, which model, I think this is an hypothetical, it's like a fictitious company that is used to explain, to analyze data. So you will see from this data analysis, from this data set that we have here, you can see this is the order table, each order that the customer ordered from this particular company. So each time they make an order, all these records are made available. Number of orders they have, each order has its own row. Then we have the order ID. We have this row ID, which is row number. We have the order ID. We have the order date, the date at which the order was made, and the date of the shipment. You know, somebody can order something today and you ship next week. So the date of shipment, the shipment mode, the customer ID. Yeah, each of the customer has its own unique ID. We have the customer name. We have the segment. The business, the company has various segment. Okay, let me quickly put this in the table. Press Ctrl T and it's okay. So with this, you can see the customer has various segment. We have the consumer product, corporate product, and home and offices. The country of the customer, the city, their state, postal code, region, the product also, the product that was ordered. What is the product ID? What category does the product belongs to? Subcategory also, that is each product has its category. For example, if you buy this, book Somerset collection bookcase is under bookcase category, and this under furniture. If you buy self-adhesive address label for address label, this is under label, and the label is under what? Office supplies. So each of the product belong to various category, and each of the category also belong are also under categories also. Then we have the sales figure. The order, this is the value of the order, and we have the quantity sold, was any discount given, and what is the profit made from these orders too. So that is the basic introduction to the data set itself. One thing you must know very well is that as a data analyst, you must understand the data you want to work with. That is, if you are invited to a company, maybe as a new employee, that okay, you've been brought in to come and solve this problem. We have all this data, but we've not been using them. So we don't want you to explain to us what are these data saying. Why is our sales behaving like this? Why this? Why that? You get that now? So you are going to use you must have the knowledge of the data you want to use. That is, when they give you data, you must ask enough questions. Understand each column in your analysis, in your data set, because without understanding the data you are working with, it will be difficult for you to provide any meaningful solution or any meaningful whatsoever. So we are going to work more on the order table. We also have some table here. We have the table where we call it people's table, which talk about person and region. Perhaps I think this is talking about maybe perhaps the manager from each of the region. Let's assume these are the managers from each of the region. We have West region, East region, Central, and South region. And we have the returns also. Perhaps when people return some of the product, we also have the record of the return. Each of the other ID that was returned, we have their record here also. So that is data we want to work with. Let's now see how to explain this with Power BI. I deliberately choose Power BI and Tableau because I know most of us are familiar with Excel, but we've not used Power BI, and some people think it's a rocket science. It's something that will be very difficult to learn. No, it's something very easy and simple to learn. So let's quickly see how to get data into our Power BI. So the moment you get into Power BI, let me quickly show you the basic interface that you need to understand here. On the left side, you can see, I know we are familiar with the Home tab, Insert tab, Modeling tab, something like this. We have them in Excel. Good. However, how to make use of them, we may be learning them later. So, but the basic things, we can see the tabs that they are there. But on the left side there, you have Report View. Whatever you are building on your dashboard, you see them on this report view. We also have the data view. This is where you can view your data. As we are viewing it in Excel, you can also view it here under this place, data view. And then here we have the model view. This is where you create relationship between them. Look at this table. We have returns here. We have people here, and we have other here. Now we want to know the number of returns, how many return, the value of the return. There's nothing like that here. We only have yes and the other ID. How do we create? How do we understand how many return do we have? What is the value of the product return? And what I want to do? It means that we have to link this return, this ID, with other table. That is that is when we'll be able to understand. Okay, number of orders and their values. The value of the orders, this is the value of each of the order ID, can then be used to interpret our returns. So that this is where we are going to create relationship between them and marry them together so that they can understand each other. Now, that is that on the left side. On the right side, we have the data, all the tables we have. The three tables, we will see them on the right side here. We're going to see the three tables here, 1, 2, 3. If you have one table in your analysis, you're going to see the one table. If you have like 10 tables, you can have as much as 10 tables. The data sets I like to use in class, there's a sales data set. Those who have worked with me know that the data set is like almost like 9 data sets, 9 different data. We have sales 2016, 17, 18. We also have customer table. We have customer table. We have territory table. We have calendar. We have category, subcategory, and the rest. So with that, it will be easy for you to understand, because some people like to work with just a single sheet data set. Fine and good. But in the real life, in the real life, you are going to work with multiple tables, not a single table. Because nobody built it. In fact, if you look at this data set itself, nobody want to have this kind of large data set. It's very large, A to U. This is going to waste a lot of time. It's going to slow down your system. But if you break them down into small tables, it will make your job faster, and it will be very faster, but for the system to also read them. So we're going to see your data here, and we're going to pick your visuals here. Whichever visual you want to do. You want to build a bar chart, a pie chart, a cluster chart, clustered column chart, stack chart, stack bar chart, stack column chart, line chart, area chart, a stack area, all these charts, whichever chart you want to build, you are going to pick the chart from here. Just pick it and then use it to build your visual. You want to use a card visual, just select any visual you want to use, and then you start building your visuals. And the third one here is the third one here is filter. We have filter. You want to filter something out of others, you can always do that here too. Okay, so now, without wasting time, how do we bring data into this visual, into this Power BI? How do we bring data now? These are data. How do we connect our data with Power BI? Power BI and some other BI tools also. They don't upload your data. That is the reason why they work faster than the lack of Excel. They will not upload your data. They will only connect with your data and they will be working on that. Whichever you keep your data, like in my case now, this my data is on my desktop. Data will just be there and we'll be doing whatever I want to do here without um, taking the data into this place. Because, for example, if you want to work with 20 million rows and you upload it, it's going to waste a lot of time. But leave it wherever it is, just connect to it and start doing your analysis. Now, we are connecting with different data sets. We can connect with different data sets in Power BI. But today, we are going to connect with Excel workbook. The workbook I share with you is an Excel workbook. If you don't have the workbook, you can always ask for it in the group. We have it in the group. There is there in the group, in our group. You can always request for it. So you get it there. So you can connect with Excel workbook, Power BI data set, data flow, all this you can connect with them. But for the purpose of the class today, we are only connecting with Excel workbook. So I'm clicking on Excel now. This means, what this telling you is that before you even open Power BI, you must know what is your data type. Is it Excel? Is it PDF? Is it CSV? So you must know the data you want to connect with. So in my case, I'm connecting with Excel workbook. I'm going to select Excel. Then I will go to wherever I want to go. Okay, on my desktop, I have Superstore dataset. You will see that this is Excel workbook. We have to Excel. We have this 97 and this workbook so we are using now. And I click open. Now it's connecting. Can you see? Connecting, not uploading. It connects. So after connecting, you're going to see this interface, navigator. So this navigator, this is where you're going to select which of the table do you really need. We have like 3 tables in this case. If you want to work with a single table, just select a table and click transform or load straight away. And if you need other tables also, select the other tables also. So the 3 tables are selected. You have the options of either load it straight into Power BI or transform the data before taking it into Power BI. What do I mean by transform? You see, most of the time, your data may not come clean. Your data may not come clean. You may have to do some some cleaning, some amendment, some adjustment on them before we take them into Power BI. So in that case, that is where the acronym of ETL come to play. ETL, if you've heard that before, extract, transform, and load. You first extract your data, you transform the data, and you load the data into Power BI or whichever tool you want to use. So in this case, now I'm not going to load this now. I'm going to click on transform data. Even though in this class, we will not, because we only have 1 hour left, we will not be able to do more, we will not be able to do data cleaning, really, but we're going to learn that in the full class. But I'm going to show you how it look like. So transform data. Now, so another Windows will open, which is Power Query Editor. Can you see now? We now have 2 windows, Power BI and we have Power Query by the side. So this is a Power Query Editor. We also have this Power Query in Excel. If you've not seen that before, this is Power Query in Excel. Under data, you see get data. So if you click on get data, it takes you to Power Query. All these text from CSV, all these, if you click any of these that you click on this get and transform data, will open a data queries window for you, which means that the knowledge you will learn in your Power BI can also be transformed into Excel. Let me do the same thing here. Let me show you how it works so that you can get that too. Desktop. Where is it? Superstore. So you're going to see Excel will also connect with it. With this, you'll be able to use, you want to select multiple items. 1, 2, 3. Can you see that it's the same thing that we have that we now see here again. The same thing, click on edit, your Power Query also will open. This is Power Query in Excel. Power Query. If you've not used that before, you can always learn that and use this card. So I don't need that. I just show you how it works in Excel. So let me close this to avoid. So Power Query is here. Let's look at the data we have here. We'll not go through all this for now, but let's just see what we can do here. One, if you open your Power Query, you might not see this. You see something like this. And some people, an attempt to know if there is a missing value or whatsoever in this thing, in their data, they write a lot of query or whatsoever to get that. But what you just need is just to check, just click on under view, just click on this box. You will see the quality of your column. This column is 100% valid. No error, no empty. No error, no empty. This column, the same thing. But mind you, this thing you are seeing is just based on 1,000 row only. It's based on your top 1,000 rows only, not the entire data set. So that sometimes, maybe after the 1,000 row, there is error. Possibly, let's say you want to work with the data of like 15 million rows. The first 1,000 row might be okay. Maybe at 10 million, that's where the problem started coming from. So in that case, what you do is you click on this and you change it to column profiling based on entire data set. Always remember that. Now you can see that it's now doing another assignment now. Okay, this is when you cannot be sure that this is truly 100% valid. So when you see an error, that will help you to find where the error is. And if it's an empty cell, you have to know, okay, how to deal with the empty cells. The empty I see, is it okay like that? Is it a mistake? Is it an error? How do I deal with the empty cell that we have in that data? Good. Now, there are two things you must always check when you have your data like this. Two things you must check. One, you must check for this header, and you must check the data type. Your table must have header, and you must know the data type, the type of data in each column. If you look at this, look at the step here. Immediately we brought in this into Power BI. The Power BI has done three things: source, navigation, promote header. It has promoted header itself, and it has, with its own intelligence, it has choose an appropriate data type that can work with this. But as human being, we must check if the data type is correct. We have row ID is 123. We have other ID. 123 means number. When you click on this 123, you see what we have here. The type of data we have are here. All the type of data that we can use in Power Query are here. Is it true or false? Is it text? Is it this? So you can see the type of data we can use. So if it is not 123, you can make it text. If you are doing anything, as a rule, please, the row ID, anything that is ID or key, you must know. You must have a good. You must have a policy on how to treat them. Rows, anything ID, you cannot aggregate them. You can add sales. You cannot add the customer ID. You cannot add it together. It doesn't make any sense. So in that case, you must know if you are making it number, make every other thing number too. If you are making it text, make it text across board. So in my own case, I always prefer to make it what? To make it text. That is not a rule, but you can always do that. So I've changed that one to text. Let's look at this. This is text. This is date. Okay. This is a date also. You can see this date sign here. This is date. So you can see ship mode. We have the ship mode. We have a customer ID. We have a customer name, text. Segment is text. This is text. City is text. State is text. Text column is number, but it's not number to be aggregated. So postal code is not number. It's number, but not aggregated number. Let's leave it. We have this to be region. We have the product ID to be text-based. We have category to be text, subcategory to be text, product name is text, and we have sales to be this, to be number, decimal number. We have column quantity, we have the quantity sold to be this, and we have the profit to be decimal also. Okay, discount is there, and we have profit also. so for this area that we have this, I think since we have it as a decimal place, we can quickly make it a kind of fixed decimal, which is 2-digit. Fixed decimal is 2-digit, so we can change this to fixed decimal. Fixed decimal, that is currency. Since they are talking about money, so just make them fixed decimal. This is quantity. I think it's okay like this. So we don't have much cleaning to do here. We'll have talk about other things here. Under the home tab, we have transform. Here here is where we can do any transformation we want to do. We can add new, if we need more columns, we can add columns from here and the rest. So that is that. We are through. I think we are through with the other table. Let's look at people's table. Look at people's table. Remember, I told you that you must always check for the headers. See, is this an header? Column 1, column 2. This cannot be our header. But if you come down, you will see column 1, person and region. You now see names under it, which means that this is supposed to be our header. How do we now transform this to our header? How do we transform this to our header? What do? You go to the home tab. Here, under transform, you see use first row as header. You are going to promote this. Assuming there is a space, maybe there's a space even before this, you can promote it also, or you can first remove the rows. You can remove those rows that are empty, and you now promote the first row as header. So I'm going to upgrade this now. Use first row as header. Now we now have the 2 steps: promote header and data type. Now we have the type to be what? ABC, ABC. I think we are good with that. Let's look at the third one, return also. The same problem. See our return, the first row. Consider this is not part of the other ones. So let's quickly upgrade this also. Use first row as header. So good. This is a Boolean. Can make it true or false, yes or no. Okay, let's see if it works for yes or no. But I think we would like to replace this. Let's see that. Let's see if it works. Yeah. So it doesn't. It only work with what? True or false. Okay. Good. Let's change. Let's remove the step, and let's quickly do something here to make it work with that. So let's make it. Let's quickly do simple something here. Click on replace value. Replace value. There where we have yes. Sorry. Where we have yes, make them true. If that's the language it understand, make it true, and replace value again. Where we have no, yes or no, make it false. As simple as that. So I think that should work now. So if we make it Boolean now, I think that should work now. It's okay. Good. It's now a Boolean server now. So good. So we've done some little cleaning. The next thing now is we are going back to Power BI. Why we are here is Power BI, not Power Query. And whatever you are doing Power Query is just an intermediary. Power Query is like intermediary between your data and your tool you want to use. The same thing in Excel. If in Excel you use Power Query, you transform them into Excel, or you take it into Power Pivot. So now let's go back to our Power Query. What we're going to do now, we want to apply all these steps we have taken. We want to apply them and close this Power Query. If you want to apply them, that is, you go into Power Query, Power BI, fine, and you want to close, good. But what are we doing with Power Query? Nothing again. Just click on close and apply. So all the things we have done, it will effect itself now, and it will go into Power BI. Am I communicating?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello. Good.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
okay. Yeah. Good.
Yes.
So we are
Yes,
now.
sir.
we are now in Power BI. If you take your cursor here now, you see that the Power Query has closed. What I said, close and load, is now loading into Power BI. So in Power BI now, we are back in. See our data. The three tables that we have are now here on the right side. Let's look at the left side there. This is the visual. This is the page, visual page. This is our data view. Like I said, that everything we are looking at in Excel, you can always view them here. When I click on my data, order table, you see the other table here. Everything with other table. Everything inside other table are here now. I see the one we change to currency. They are now in pounds. You can change the currency from pounds to any other currency from here. Also, I see the currencies are here. You can always change currency you want from here. So we can also look at the other tables. Also, we have people's table. You can see that we now have header. The header we apply there, and we have return also. So the third one is the model view. Model view, see relationship between them. It has created relationship by itself. But what happened to the third one? There's no relationship here. No relationship was created from here. Why? Why is no relationship created? Because the other ID here is not unique, and here also the other ID is not unique. So it's going to create what is called many-to-many relationship. That is the reason why it's not creating that. But let's just create it for creating sake, and we might not need that for now. But that is just the way to create it. You can see now we have the other ID. It brought out this page because it's many-to-many. You want me to confirm if I'm okay with that? You just click OK. So it will create relationship between them now. You can see now they are now related now. It's many-to-many relationship, which means from here you can flow from here to here, you can flow from here to here. But in this case, we only have one relationship here. Region. We only have east, west, south, and north. I think we have only 4 regions here. So here we have them unique number here. All these are just unique. They appear just one times. But here under this place, west appear multiple times. South appears multiple times, and the central appears multiple times too. So that's the reason why it is called many here. But where it appears once, call it one. That is called, we call it primary key here. It is primary key in this place, but in this table, it is what? It is called foreign key, not secondary key. It's foreign key in this table, but primary key in this table. But in the case of the other ID, because the way this data is done is this: each of the ID appears. Maybe somebody with this ID. Look at this ID now. Look at this other ID. 115819. It order about 3 things. It order 3 products. So this ID appears 3 times. That is the reason why it's not a unique number. That is the reason why it is not a unique number. If it appears once, it will be a unique number. You get it now. But in this case of this data, it appears 3 times. Each of the product has one lines, one rows. That is the reason why Power BI could not link them itself. So this is just a simple explanation on how to create a relationship between them. Now they are related now. Let's go back to our report view. That is why we are here. Let's quickly build some report. How to create visuals in Power BI. So I'm deleting this. So let's quickly click on this. We have various data sets, various visuals here that we can pick from. Among them, we have what is called card. We also have multi-row card. We have card, we have multi-row card, and we have these ones. We can use them to explain, to display numbers. When you want to display numbers, we use these ones to display numbers, really. For example, let me click on card visual. Card visual. Let me expound this order. And let's go to where we have our sales. where we have our sales. So I'm going to click on this sales. See what happened? It has summed all the sales together. Our sales is what? 2.3 million sales. 2.3 million pounds. If you want to leave it as pounds, can you see now? It's as simple as that. Summation of our sales is there. Let me pick a card visual again. Card visual. Now, let me select the customer ID. So customer ID, unlike the first one, when we click on this, it sum the sales. Now, this time around, it bring out the first customer ID. The same approach, different result. So now, when you click on this, when I click on this one, look at this place under field. This is where it dropped our sales. Our sales was dropped inside this field, and it automatically show sum of sales. If I want to change it from sum, I could just click on this drop down and change it to average, minimum, maximum, count. Anything you want to use it for, you can always do that here. So let's leave our sales as sum. But now, this one now, second one here, we don't want the first one. We want to know how many customers we have. Let's come back here again. Click on this drop down and then do a count. We don't want duplication of the count. We want distinct counts. So you can see now we have 793 customers. Let's count number of orders we have. Let's use the row again, the card again. If we use multi-row card also, the difference is that we'll be bringing them one by one into it. Okay, let's quickly see that multi-row card. Let me show you how it works also. The order ID. We want to know how many order we have. Order ID. Now you can see the list of the order ID is listing them. We don't want the list. That's okay. We want to count the number of orders we have. To count the number of orders we have 9,994 orders. Okay, let's bring it again. Same order again. Now let's do distinct count. We want to remove any duplicate now. You can see now we have 5,009 orders. Why there's duplication here? Because one order appears more than one times. So we have 9,994 orders, but here we have just 5,009 orders. So these are the ways by which you can always present your figures. You can use the card, you can use the multi-row card, you can use all this to show your numbers. So that is where we started our journey from. Now see that is very easy and very simple to use. Now, how do we now create something that is different from this? Let's create a line chart. Let's start our journey. Okay, let's start our journey from with perhaps a bar chart. Oh, sorry. Then let me click outside and select bar chart. Because one good thing about this is that when you have a video, when you have a chart, you can just click on it and change it. You can always change what you have. You can always change it. Click on it and change something. Anything you click on, it will change to that visuals. Okay, now we have this. Under this, you can see what we have. Instead of having one single field, we now have multiple fields here. We have x-axis, we have y-axis. So let's use our sales also. This analysis. So our sales now is in x-axis. So let's use our customers. Let's use our customer for this analysis. Customer names. I'm making customer name into y-axis. Now we have all our customers. We have 793 customers here now. 793 customers. Wow, too much. Can you see? So with this now, you can see which customer is giving us more sales. These are best customers as far as this analysis is concerned. Saint Miller, The best customers, we have this. So this will help us to know which customer is doing fine and which customer is not doing fine. So if you want to know more about them, you can always drill down into what are the categories, where they belong, is it? So that also we can drill down into that. Okay, but now for the purpose of this, you can see that this is too long. You cannot be presenting something to the board of director or your manager, and then you ask them to be scrolling up and down. What are they doing with all this list? What do we do in this case? We just filter it. Maybe we use the last the worst 10 customers or the best 10 customers. So in this case, let's quickly look at our top 10 customers. We have the customer name here. We want to filter them. We want to filter our customer based on what? I see all of our customers. But instead of this, we want to filter them by top what? Top 10. We have top 10. If you want to check the worst customer, you pick bottom. But we need the best now so that we too can become best. What are we using to value them? We want to use their sales. We want to see the sales value. Since we are using sales value here, because we can see the top 10 customer that is giving us more profit. You get it? So it may not be sales every time. Maybe you want to see top 10 customers whose businesses are giving us more profit. In that case, just bring profit into this add value by adding value. Remember how we get here? We started from what? We want to filter customer name. Click on this, it's expand. Then we select top N. Then we change the top empty into what? Into 10, because we want 10 top 10. If you want top 5, you put 5 here. And want to find out based on the total profit or total sales. I use total sales here, bring sales here, which means that you only want to calculate the top 10 based on the sales figure we made from them. Apply filter. Now, we don't have that big row again. We now have just 10 customers. The top 10 customers are here. Is that okay? Any question at this point? Any question?
Yeah, sir, mine is not question. I came in late due to some challenges, but I don't know how is this class going to, are we going to get this video later on?
Yeah, the video is being recorded. You get the video.
Thank you, sir. I'm
Okay.
following. Though there are a lot of, okay, let me ask this one question, sir. Which interface are we using? Which I think
Power
which
BI.
are we? Okay,
This
Power
Power
BI.
BI.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm a novice. I've
This
never
Power
opened
BI.
Power BI. That's why I'm asking. Thank you, sir.
But can you see that it's very easy to use now?
Yes, I'm
very
seeing
easy
some.
to use. Very easy.
I'm seeing some.
Good.
It is
Okay,
easy,
good.
just that we are understanding it better now.
Yeah. The more you interact with it, the more you get it better. So, but in the class, we're going to take you through some other things that, the cleaning, some data will come very, very dirty, especially when you download from internet. Some data will just mix up and other things. How do you do the cleaning and visuals? But let's quickly go on so that we can conclude this today. So I don't want to waste your time telling stories. Okay, so we have this ready. Like I said earlier, if you want to change this visual now, you can just pick on anything, it will change. That's one good about this thing. You can always see. Maybe you don't like this, you want to see it in this way. Whichever method you want to see them, you can always do that. So, but let's return back to what we have before. Okay, so we have this bar chart, our sales analysis by what? By customers. Let's see our sales trend by year. Let me click on line chart. Use line chart when you want to talk about trend. Weekly sales, monthly sales, yearly sales, anything that has to do with date. It's always good with line chart because you can see the movement. Yeah, good. Now, let's calculate, let's bring our sales also into the axis. So check the box. So we have your sales in the y-axis. This time around, this is y-axis. We have the sales, but we don't know what sales want to do. We can see that the sales is 2.2 million, whatever is there, but we don't know what, it doesn't know what we want to do with his data. So what we want to do, we want to use order date. We want to know the data at which we have the order. Let's analyze our, I'm bringing this into x-axis. Now, you can see the view from day 1 to the last day. All the sales, you can see the movement. Wow, which date is this? So sometimes you can identify some outliers. You can see this place. Is it correct or not? So you can quickly investigate here. Maybe somebody has inputted wrong figures, because this is our average sales per day. Average daily sales is this is our average daily sales. You can see the daily sales, but see this one picking 400 and whatever. Okay, within this is not one day. I think it's about a month or so. So you can always do that. So now let's quickly see what happened here. Immediately I brought order date into this exercise. It has created hierarchy. We have year, we have quarter, we have month, and we have day. Can you see now? So if you want to remove any of them, you can always just click on this X and it will go off. Now, but in this case, I'm not going to remove anything for now. Above this line chart, you see some arrow here. Drill up, drill down at the lowest level, and drill down also. But this is going to be on like graduated drill down. Let me explain what they mean. Drill up, we are now at monthly stage. Drill up again, we go up again to quarter stage, drill up again, we go back to yearly sales. These are sales in 2016. We have sales in 2017. We have sales in 2018, and we have this sales in 2019. So you can see the sales we made from each of the year by using the drill down option. Now, if I want to drill down, if I use this drill down, this will drill down to quarters, quarterly sales, quarter 1 sales, quarter 2 sales, quarter 3, quarter 4. This quarterly sales shows that this quarterly sales for the 4 years, 2016, 17, 18, 19. All the 4 years in quarter 1, this is our sales. The 4 years, quarter 2 together, all the 4 years added together is this. All the 4 years added together is this. All the 4 years added together is this. So you can see now, we can know which quarter are we having more sales. That is on quarterly basis. If you go down again, you see it on monthly basis. Which month are we having more sales? That means this month, this period, we only have like average the sales maintained across this month, and we have more sales across in November and December. So you can see the trend of the company's sales. But if you use this one, this will break them down into the year and the month and the quarter. Let me click on it. You can see now we now have quarter 1 2016, not just quarter 1 alone. Quarter 1 2016, quarter 2 2016, quarter 3 2016, up to the quarter 4 2019. Can you see the difference between them now? If you click on this again, this is monthly sales. This is how the monthly sales look like from the first month to the last year. So these are so that's the difference between the two. Now, let me leave it like this, and let me copy and paste. I want to create another one. Sometimes when you are doing your analysis, when you want to do analysis, you want to show your boss what is happening to your data, what is they saying, which period is something happen. We would like to compare things. You can see that as it is now, we cannot compare the years. Even though we can see them, you can see the movement, it go up and come down. Again, it started going up again and come down. Again, you can see that first year, the first quarter is always low. and come down. The same sequence every year. But in some cases, it might not be the same. Okay, what can we do? We want to compare this. You see that this hierarchy starts from year, quarter, this and that. Let's remove year from this hierarchy. Let's remove year. So we can have the January, February, or whatever. Sometimes it can come in quarter two. We have quarter one, quarter two, quarter four. Fine and good. Okay. Now let me take this back to hierarchy, the top. Okay, we have this. We have the quarters now. Now come down here. You will see legend. Can you see the legend here? I'm bringing my date back into the legend now. Now I want the date to be in legend. I will just click here and change the date. Instead of using the other date, I'm changing the date. Sorry, I want to use the date hierarchy in this analysis. Now you can see now that we can now see the year by year. You can see year by year, which year is a blue, 2016, 17, 18. So we can see which year is doing fine and what happens in this year when the sales drop down. You can see this one with red, 2018. The sales started going up and suddenly the sales came down and they pick up again. So why is sales in this year lesser than this? We can always see that. So what caused that? Can we look at it from the month level? Click on the next and let's break it down to month. So you can see it on a monthly basis. So you know this will tell us what really happened to our sales. Let's come back to quarterly sales and leave it like that. So that is that. So let's add one more visual and format and start the formatting. Okay, let's quickly add one more visual. Where are we going to put the visual? Okay, we can always add more. Okay, let's add one more visuals. More visual. Okay, problem. Okay, now which other visual we want to add now? Let's add sorry. Let me add just like a pie chart. Let's bring a pie chart into this place. Or do not chart. Okay. So do not chart. Let's analyze our sales based on let's analyze. It's okay. Let's analyze our sales. Sales based on what? Product itself. Let's look at the product subcategories. And I think they have a lot of subcategories. Okay, no, that would be too much for pie chart. It should be too much for pie chart. Let's use product category itself. Category. That's just we just have 3 categories. So let's use category. Where is category? Category. Okay, sorry. Where is the value? There's no sale. There's no sales. Where's our sales? What is this? Remove this from legend. So we only have only this 3 products here. So I think we are good. We have this. Let me collapse this a bit. This one is a long one, so we can leave it like this. Let's expand this so that we can have more space for other ones too. You can see that as I'm dragging it, it's showing some lines. Okay, good. So if you expand this, you can see it clearly now. So this is it. So we can see the cells we made from there. So let's quickly format them and see how to format also. So there are 2 things you can do here. If you go to view, you can always pick color combination here from this. You can pick color combinations from your teams. Yeah. So in this case, let me pick something like this. Let me pick something like this, and so that I can have a good combination of colors. And we see that the color is now becoming beautiful now. Okay. So can this one go down? I think it stopped somewhere here. Okay, that's the end of that. Okay, good. Now this canvas, I can increase the size, the space here under the formatting option. You can see that here. Let me click outside. We have two things here. We build visual and we format visual here. This is we format our visual. So let's quickly format the first one we have, which is our card visual. Let's format our card visual. These are total sales, right? So let's quickly the total sales here. This sum of total sales, that's the category label. We can take off this label, and the name. Let's change the font into W what? Let's the think sorry, we're in Power BI. I'm talking about, I'm saying Tableau. Tableau is not here. We don't have Tableau data here. Let's look at let's use Candara. Let's use Candara font. Let's bolden it, and let's I think it's okay at 45, so it's not be too big. The display unit is in millions. I think it's okay like that. If you want to remove from millions, you can change it to anything you want to do. Can you see it will come down? It will, if you want to use thousands, you can come to thousands. You can always use this auto to change how they show. You look at this now. This one is going to show you point something, 2.9,000. Okay, I think it's okay like this too. You can leave it like that. This one, okay, let me put this by the side. So, but to maintain the same size, let me reduce this. Let me reduce the size to like 40. Okay, good. Now let's make this. Let's put this by the side. Now this one let's conclude this first. Now there's no name again on top of this. What do we do? How do we get the name down here? Just click on the under the formatting. We have visual. We have general. Click on general. Now we can on the title for it. We can now give it a title. You can call it total sales. Total sales. So that's our total sales. The heading, we can change the font here. Let's use the same font. Candara. Yeah, use Candara font. And the font is can make it like 20. 20. Let's bold in it. Let's put it in the center instead of by the side. Let's put the center, and the background color. Let's give the background color a nice background. I think we can give it a good background. Blue is not bad, and let's make it 20. Okay, good. So, and let's give it some effect. Now the effect, you can give it a border. Let's give it a border. A border around, and you can change. You can add color to that border too. Let's give it a very border, and the thickness of the round, the corner, the edge. If you want it to be a round corner, you can always select this. I will leave it as a square corner. The shadow, let's add a small shadow to it, and how will the shadow look like? Outside, bottom, where? Let it be outside, and the bottom right is okay. Bottom is okay. So let's give it okay now. Now, oh, because of the background, we are not seeing the border. Okay, if you make it something that is, let's say, a color that can show, because the background is very dark. So let's look at something that will be somehow light and see if that will work. So we have under the effect, sorry, we have the effect here. and we change the background. Sorry, no, not here. Background of I think background is okay as white. We are talking about the shadow and the visual border. The border, let's look at something. What color we pronounce here? I just want, just for learning purpose, let's see if this color will be pronounced a bit, and let's see so that we can see the effect, the shadow, the corner and the shadow. Let's use the same color for the shadow, but that blue is too dark. It's too dark. Okay, no problem, Sha. If we change this, but the red, although red will not be good for the header, but let's quickly change the view and see how it look like. I think you can see the shadow clearly now. So, but let me turn it back to what we had before. You may not see it, but let's just leave it like that, yeah. So now one good thing about Power BI is this. As it is like this, I can just copy this format. This format I have here. Click on the visual, and click on format and place on this one. The count of customer ID. Can you see what happened? It has formatted it the same way. It has given you the same format that we have with our sales. The same format. The only thing is that there's no title here. These are what? Number of customers. Just come to this place, go to general, and add title. Sorry, the title is on already. Just put the title. Number of customers. Good. That is good. So we can always do the same thing for all these, but we need this space for other things now. Number of orders we have, number of these things we have, but let's just leave. I'm going to remove this for now because of other things we might need to put here. Okay. Okay. So now let's quickly format this also. Let's quickly format this. I'm clicking on this now, and go to your format. Then we can have the size. Let's quickly format the size of the values here. The values. Okay, there is even no values here. Okay, let's quickly. Okay, values. Let's increase the font of this. Okay. Okay, let me close this. On the visual itself, this is the visual. This is the y-axis. This y-axis that we have here. If you want to show the axis, you show it. If you off it, you can see that the axis has gone off. So but we need the axis in this case. You can expand the axis. The axis is good. We can give it a very good formatting. But let's reduce this. Let's reduce this so that we can see the name. It's too tiny. Okay, no, we are going to do something now. Let's increase the width, the area of this thing. Okay, I think we can see the name now, but we don't need the title. This customer name by the side. We don't need title. We can off the title from here. Good. We have more space now for this. We can also do the same thing for x-axis too. Something for x-axis, but we don't have anything x-axis, just the numbers there. We can even off the x-axis. Yeah, let's off it. So that is under the visuals. The visual, what else again are we doing here? Data label. Let's label the data. Okay, we now have the figure in front of them. You can see the figures in front of them. What each of them, what contribution from each of the customer. Okay, good. The data label also can be formatted also. If you scroll down, I've expanded it. You can always do it in any form. So they apply it to all you want to do. Okay, values there. The value itself, let's give the value. Let's make the value bigger so we can read it. Okay, we can see the amount they are contributing to our sales. So this is them. So you can see that is good. Let's go to general. That general, let's quickly look at the title. Sum of sales by customer name. That's wrong. You can use can make it total sales or top or okay, total sales by customers. Okay, sales and sales or sales analysis by customer. Analysis by customers. Okay, I think that's good. That's not bad. Let's make it 20 like we did for the other one. 20 and let's change to Kandara or so. Kandara, let's broaden it and then make sure it comes to center too. Let's come to center. Let's give the header a background like we did for the other one. Oh, what kind of background did we use? No, I think we use a light blue. Something like this. I think it's this. Something light. A light blue. Where am I clicking? It's not showing. So, okay, oh, text color is black. The background is a light blue. Why is it not changing? Into light blue. Why is it not changing? Okay, let's refresh. What's wrong with it? Or my system is hanging, or what's happening? Okay. Okay. Let me to. Why is it changing back to this dark blue? Okay, let me pick a lighter one from here. Let me now pick the right one. Okay, is it because of the background itself? Perhaps because of the background. Maybe. Okay, yes. I'll leave that, yeah. Okay, we don't have seasonally by customer name. No, let's remove the customer name from this. Let's remove the customer name from this. Customer name. By customer, not by customer name. 10 minutes. By customer. Okay. There's a way you can also use conditional formatting on the name. You can use conditional formatting. You can use conditional formatting even on this. You can always use wherever you see this FX, it means you can use conditional formatting there to choose color. You can use conditional formatting for your color also. So, okay, I don't like this. Come on. Okay, this color is black now. Okay, let's leave it like that. So here we don't have any background for this, so we can leave this one like this. So if you want to, you can format more when you are doing your own practice. So now I'm going to transfer some of the formatting here. Just copy this and paste there. Just to copy some of the formatting function there. Okay, good. And we can also copy the same thing and place here too, so that we can reduce the time to do the formatting. The time is not by our side again. So, okay, let's copy this again. And that's one good thing about Power BI. You can always copy format. But this one here, for this, we don't need this, what do you call it? The legend here. It just it's taking more space. So let's go click on it and go to formatting options. It's okay, I think it's there. The legend. Let's off the legend. Okay. Now on the label, now we cannot see we don't know what product again is there. So what we do is we now come back to our data little label. The label now we detail it. We want detail label, we want category and date and data and percentage only, or all details. or let's make it for space. Let's use category and percentage only. The name, so you can see this is furniture. So the value, let's now format this. Let's make it like 15 or 16, so we can see the name very well. And let's bold in it. Let's make it like 14, technology. And let's use Kandara and see whether it will, I think it's a small, yeah, great job. So what else again can we do to the number? I think, okay with it, okay with that. Now, what is left now? We need to give a name to our visual, right? We need to give a name to it. We call it, go back to Home tab. We see a text box here. So let's bring a name to it. Let's bring it here. Let's place it here. So there's a space there. Again, there's still a space here. So this one also can also expand a bit. Okay, good. So we have our text name here, our text box here. Can we let me put it in the center so that I can add something small to this side too. Let's call this, what are we typing here now? Let's make it our Superstore Sales Analysis. BMC Superstore Dashboard. Dashboard of Masterclass, BMC Masterclass. That's the name of the company. Okay, let's increase the size. Let's increase the size. Okay. Control A. $40 and C. Oh, good. Make it but bigger. Let's make it in the center, and since that's our name, let's make it bigger. Bigger. 32. Let's bold in this, and let's change the font to Several bold. Okay, Masterclass. Masterclass. So let's put this one. Let's also put it on center too, and let's bolden it also. Yeah, good. Can we give this one a background? Oh, no background color here. No background color here. I think it's still okay like this. Yeah? It's okay. And we can also change the color. Let's give it under color from black. Let's pick the color of this is our dashboard. Okay, good. Now let's quickly add a slicer to make it more interactive. You can see that when you click on anything, it's already interacting, but you want to bring something else to interact with it. Let's bring how many cities do we have, or the region? Let's bring region into slicer. I'm doing this here. Control Z. Okay, I'm clicking out Control Z again. I change my chart. Okay, I click outside, then I pick this. So let me drag it into this small corner. Let's quickly give it something. Let's feed it with its own food. Its food is region, right? Region. Bring the region into this. Let's quickly format the region, and let's make the region slider settings instead of the list. Instead of checking it like this, when you check this, you want to see the Central. These are the sales from Central. These are the reports from East. These are the report from South. and this activity is pulled from west. Can you see? They are now the bodies, the chart, the visual is interacting. So instead of that, but let's make it tile instead. Let's make it tile. Good, and let's increase the font. Let's increase the font. The font to be more pronounced. You can see the font. The size font. What is happening? Okay, the value. Yeah, why is it not increasing? Come on. Okay, it's increasing. Yeah. Okay, because of the space too. Maybe that's the reason why it's not expanding more than that. Okay, so the header, slicer header, we don't need it really. Yeah, good. So we can always pick our, just click. So here we have the slicer to our visual. You want to select more than one, you hold this, and then you can select, you hold control, and you select more than one. So you want to clear that, you clear your filter from your analysis. 6:30 p.m. I think we're able to maximize the time. So once again, I want to thank everyone for making this beautiful day a success. Now we've created our dashboard in less than 1 hour. In less than 1 hour, I think we spend something like 1 hour for this beautiful dashboard. So if you want to if you want to give this one, oh, this one does not have borders. That's why it's looking like this. And all these sum of sales, we have to remove them and make it more colorful and more beautiful. And this name too, we need to change the name and other things. So that those are the things we can always do on our own. You can see, you've seen the way we change this name. You can always change all other names as such too. Any question?
Thank you, sir.
Question?
Sir, I just observed that we have not named the work. What we just did now is still showing untitled.
Okay, we didn't save it. It's normal way of saving. You can click on save button here, or you go to file and click on save as. Save as. Where am I saving it? Let me save it in desktop. I'm going to remove it again because of it our masterclass analysis dashboard. Okay, Superstore, anything, any name you like, just give it a name. Superstore dashboard. You can give it your company name personally too. Okay, that is good. Thank you for reminding us to give a name so that we don't just do something that won't have a name. Okay, so once again, like I said, I thank everyone for making this a success. Remember, the main class will start by January by God's grace. So if you still want to join us, you can join us now. Before I said the payment before the year end is 50,000 naira, but after the year end from January 1, the payment is you are going to pay the full value, which is 60,000 naira. But during the course of the introduction, we were advised to also look at it from other people's perspective too. Although we've given you a very good, a very best price you can get from anywhere. That's why we've given you a 60,000 naira. You can, unless you want to go for maybe a recorded session only. But for our class now, at 60,000 naira, we've been advised to consider some other things. By this, we are given option of part payment. If you pay part payment before the year end, you will still enjoy the 50,000. But if you are not paying anything this year end, you are paying full value next year if you want to join us. And by next week, we are going to look at Tableau. Let's see the same thing, we are going to use the same data set. Let's now see how Tableau also can also help us to analyze the same data. So any question before we round off? Any question?
Thanks so much for your fantastic lecture.
Okay, thank you very much.
You are well grounded.
I'm just a learner too.
An accountant turned to data analyst. That shows it's not a matter of your qualification.
Sure.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sam. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I will definitely pay part payment before January. I enjoyed your lecture so much.
Go well for you, sir.
Amen.
Okay, thank everyone for making it a success. Goodbye.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Please, are we getting the recording?
Yes, you will.
Yes.
We get it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
God bless you.
And you too, and bless all of us too.